Hello, Professor here again, and we are back for episode 11 of The Outer Worlds. Let's have a look at this document here. Conrad, receptionist shot himself. This is bad. Company's going to have to call it for what it is. Destruction of Spaaaace's choice property. Eugene was an asset and somebody has to pay his body price. This is gonna ruin us. So I was thinking that we pawn off his teeth. Eugene had a full set of gold teeth. Heirlooms passed down his family or something. You're processing his body, right? Just dig around and pry them out. We sell the teeth somewhere nice and quiet. Use the bits to pay his body price. And nobody's the wiser. What do you think? Don't write back. In fact, don't talk to me at all. Just give me a special signal next time you see me. Waggle your eyebrows. Phyllis. I don't know who Phyllis is.
I can't possibly cut anyone's hair in the dark.
Right. Let's go with this one first.
Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
Guessing you were trained at a medical school. Well, I don't know about that, but possibly.
Experience was my teacher.
Yeah.
Experience and... So, you want to be an embalmer. Brochures 1 through 5. Courtesy of the Spaaaace's Choice Department of Career Development.
Right. I know about Eugene.
You know about Eugene? How?
I'm a mind reader. Definitely.
You were probably poking around my things. I really shouldn't leave my letters sitting out in the open. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
Well, he probably won't miss him.
Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spaaaace's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
All right. Well, that sells that. We'll give those to the gravedigger later. We're not gonna talk.
Just gotta keep our heads up.
We don't get a lot of visitors.
Okay. About as conversationless ever. Abernathy, you were one of the people I was looking for, weren't you? Yeah.
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Right. Tell me what's got you so nervous.
Some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
Fine, let's get to business then.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Let's lie a little. Sure.
He's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Yeah, I don't really care about you.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Depends on what you want.
Couple hours out of your day and some light second story work. That's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Okay. What do I get out of that?
Do what I can.
Are there guards?
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand.
Ah.
I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly. So you'll do it then?
I'll think about it for sure. Well, possibly. Okay.
I can't stop thinking on Edgewater, Captain. I'm glad the deserters are gonna be alright now they got power, but what about the town? All those people.
You mentioned something earlier that I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Well, I want to ask both of these. Hopefully we can come back to the other one. Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church.
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
Yeah, I've never been much for religion.
I think there's something higher and greater than us. But I don't feel it when I'm in the mission.
In the bar, you asked if I was a drinker.
Sorry. I know, it's none of my business.
Well, yeah, it's not a habit. In fact, I would prefer to avoid it if I can.
It's not like I think of failing mine. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights I watch folks out my window. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. Mostly they're tired. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and I listen to their hearts breaking.
Yeah, you seem very sensitive. It's an accurate perception, I think.
Am I? Well, it's just normal to me. Why isn't everybody else, I wonder?
I don't know. Good question. Right, so the last person we need to talk to about money is in the cannery somewhere. Probably set that to the active quest. She's over there.
You picked a fine time to visit, stranger.
I'm guessing you're the foreman.
Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you.
Well, I don't work for you, so...
Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
Oh, these papers aren't signed in your name, huh?
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
That's interesting.
If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
Shot himself?
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Right.
Eugene wasn't family.
Did say the closest living relative.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
Yeah. Suddenly not too sad about shutting down the power to Edgewater anymore.
First of all, that's a horrible thing to say. Secondly, yes, we did. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's choice.
You didn't?
Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Right. Well, that's gonna be tricky without power, you know, but whatever. So now we need to talk to Silas about that. What was this? Ah, right, that's a quest to talk to Reed, but separate from the power regulator. Where's the power regulator then? It's down in the... It's down underneath the plant. Oh, the vending machines are off now. I guess that makes sense. So how do I get down to that regulator? I wonder.
Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures. Desertion is a criminal offense, punishable by hard labor.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
You must be very proud.
Well, now you can put your life into something else. Well, I guess we have to use the stairs. Because the elevator doesn't work anymore. Company notifications. From the office of Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. Symptoms of infection have now reached a critical mass. I've instructed our staff to transform the old domicile into a sick house. Plague is a reality of life on the frontier, and as spacers, we are expected to face up to reality. And the reality is that we do not carry enough medicine to treat all of you. Medical treatment is a privilege, not a right. We must strive every day to demonstrate our worthiness of that privilege. Found yourself suffering the symptoms of incipient plague, the best thing you can do for yourself and for your family is to don your jumpers and come to work. Work fortifies the spirit. Physical illness recapitulates. Yeah, spiritual weakness. Right, yeah, that garbage. Because this is not the right path. How do I get up to Reed's office? I hope I didn't get stuck up there. Also don't know how to get down to the... Oh, Reed's actually over there. Apparently. Ah, here's the way down. There he is.
Edgewater has suffered a casualty marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
To teach you a lesson. Why not?
Is that right? I'm dying to hear this. Please, educate me.
Yeah. Sure. Or number 3. I'm not sure.
That may be the most honest thing you have said to me. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
Yeah, sure. Companion perks. Your companion is leveled up and can be granted a new perk. Go to the companion page in your ledger and select the perk button to see the available perks. Right, let's do that. Bonus support engineering. More engineering. Oh. I'll go with that. I got some skill points. Because I leveled up. We'll put some into tech. Because engineering. And we're going to put a couple into defense, a couple in ranged, a couple in melee. Leap.
I'm I'm going.
So you can stay here. I'm going to try to sneak in here. Get the power regulator without actually having to kill any guards. Boop.
Nothing there.
Okay, I need to wait for you to pass or turn around. Okay, you're coming this way. Can you stop there? Turn around. What I need is to get to those boxes there so I can jump down. There. Ow. And I guess now I just need to get back without being spotted. I can't really go through there because all of those guards will see me. Can't use those stairs, which means I need to wait for this guard to come back, stand there, then climb up here, then follow behind him, and hopefully get around him when he turns around over there somewhere. Standing right there. The trick is going to be getting past him without him spotting me. Oop. Never mind.
I'm gonna put you down.
Let's just get out of town. Hopefully they won't follow me. We're gonna need to talk to the grave digger. Might have to go around town a little bit, because I don't think I went out on that side. Yeah, no. So we need to head around this way. Which is fine. Silas was his name. keep forgetting.
Don't see the sense in all this fussing over the power. Cannery shutting down just means I'll have more bodies to bury.
That's great.
You run into any trouble?
Nope. Here you go.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
Well, guess we'll tell him about that.
Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy.
You handle corpses.
What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
Right. Let's see if we can persuade him to give us a bit more. Because why not?
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
Well, never mind then. Whatever. I did not see what that bubble said to the right there. Something about lost? Did I lose something? Great. Well, I guess we're fast traveling to the ship. Which I should be able to move to the actual landing pad if I wanted to now.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
Okay, you're reacting to this now, I guess. Even though we've already been here. Yeah, you can just search. It's probably fine, right?
I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Well, probably not the last part, because you keep dying. Although you don't know that. But definitely the first part. Also, I don't care what Reed thinks.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Yeah. Let's go install this power converter. Actually, let's go talk to Ada first.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise.
What do you have against Edgewater?
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
I knew how to uninstall it, so yeah. Just do that in reverse, right?
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Marvelous. Let's go put this thing in then. I already know where to do that. It's gonna have a look at the engine.
Moving.
Nothing to say about it? Okay.
Coming back.
What can I do for you, Captain?
Power regulator is online.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Yeah, well, but you can probably come back, so. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight. Yeah.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Okay, let's talk to him then.
Ah, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Yeah, I've been feeling a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time. It's probably worth noting.
That, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Right. Why do I need a nav key? Black market, don't care about that particularly much. I could leave. I'm probably not going to get there. Why do I need a nav key?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
Right. The black market here. Right, okay.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Sounds fun. Can't I land somewhere outside Stellar Bay? I'm guessing the answer to that is no.
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kelly.
Alright, well, we'll go do that then. I'm not gonna leave Halcyon.
let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
What is that then?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
What are these limitations then?
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Okay. Why can't I just steal a uniform?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
Right. How does it do that?
That's how.
I see. Well, put it to good use, I guess.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Right. So, here's a good time to end the episode, I think. So, we're going to come back in the next episode for the continuation. We'll probably head back to the colony and do those additional tasks that we have there. Namely getting that medicine and finding this manual, and also returning to Ludwig and giving him the logic module. So, with that, I will see you in the next video.